And I can say this is some of the best music that David has written, and this rumbling, ancient, mythic terror that is throughout it, I think is all Yusef. So, Yusef Komunyakaa.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for this collaboration. It's really amazing. David and Mike, poets. I know there are other poets out there as well. There's a whole room full of poets, right? Okay. The Plea. Round about midnight, the clock's ugly stare hangs in mental repose. In its end time, a second hand measures a man's descent. The bottom falls out of each dream. The silver spike is in my hands, and I'm on the floor. The Alice in Malice does a little soft shoe on my troubled heart. Hot and heavy, cool and cosmic honey dripping fingers play the missing notes in between life and death around about midnight. Lost lovers in my empty doorway grew to sweet pain. In the bruise-colored neon, where my soul weaves itself into terra incognito. And the blue and green sounds of Botany Bay reflects like rosellas through the big, black, slow dance of waves grinding against the shore. The loneliest and bright as that golden plea of gospel underneath everything, muck run from the keys. Around about midnight, despair returns each minute like a drop of moonshine elongating into rapture, blown through bird's mouthpiece. In a soundproof room where trust and love is white dust on the dark furniture. Time is nothing but an endless bridge. All those who thought they could use my body for a nowhere's road map. I see their blank faces floating up from the whirlpool as the turntable spins. Each undying note resounds. There's a cry in every pocket and low swell of unhappy lust I've suffered. And round about midnight, the odor of sex and salvation quivers in each song. The wooden hammers crack from wooden string. Each anger stolen back from the soil. is a man. Laughing with a TV's blue static figures, dancing through the air at 2 a.m. With 8 empty beer bottles lined up on the kitchen table, a full moon gazing through the open back door. His thick fingers drumming the pink laminates, singing along with a rock video, a soft porno. Recounting dead friends with a tally of his mistakes in front of him. These punch the walls and refrigerator with his fist, unable to forget childhood's lonely grass and nameless flowers and insects, crying for his black cat hit by a car, drawing absent faces on the air with his right index finger, rethinking lost years of a broken marriage, like a wrecked ship inside a green bottle, puffing a horn-shaped ceramic pipe, dragging his feet across the floor in a dance with the shadow of a tree on the yellow wall. Going to the wooden fence to piss under the sky's marsupial stare. Walking back in to pop the cap on his last beer. Hugging himself awake, picking up a dried wishbone from the table, snapping it, cursing the world, softly whispering his daughter's name. He disturbs the void that is heavy as the heart's clumsy logbook. I just like, gosh, so many different voices here, all conversion, right? Gosh. The next one is sugar. I watch men in Angola hire swing of the machete, swell the day black with muscles, like a wave through cane stalks. Kissed by the eyes of guards, the trailer pumped shotguns like lovers. They swayed to a Cuban samba or Yoruba master drum and wrote confessions in the air, saying, I've been wrong, but I'll be right someday. I gazed from Lorenz's 52 Chevy till they were Nighthawks. And days later, fell asleep listening to Cousin Buddy's one-horse mill grind out of blues. We fed stalks into metal jaws that locked in sweetness. When everything cooled down and crusted over, leaving on a few horseflies to buzz and drive the day beyond Lead Valley. At the bottom of each gallon was a glacier, a fetish I could buy a kiss with. I stared at a tree against us till it was a girl. Standing beside a country road, shucking king with her teeth. She looked up and smiled and waved. Lost in what hurts and what tastes good, could she ever learn there's no love in sugar?
Here we go.
Believe it, Unarmed. The hills my brothers and I created never vanished. And it took years to discover how the world worked. We could look at a tree of blackbirds and tell you how many were there. But with the scrap dealer, our math was always off. Weeks of lifting and grunting never added up to much, but we couldn't stop. Believe it, Unarmed. Abandoned trucks and cars were held to the ground by thick, nostalgic fingers of vines, strong as a dozen sharecroppers. We returned with our wheelbarrow groaning under a new load. Yet tiger lilies live better in their languid August domain. among paper and coke bowlers, foundry smoke, erased sunsets. And we couldn't believe iron left men bent so close to the earth, as if the ore under their breath weighed down the gray sky. Sometimes I dreamt how our hills washed into a sea of metal, how it all became an anchor for a warship, a bomber, out over trees with blooms too red to look at. Dolphy's Aviary. We watch Baghdad's skyline ignite. Arms and legs entwined as white phosphorus washed over our bedroom. The sound of war. Turned down to a sigh. It was one of those nights we couldn't let go of each other. A Midwestern storm pressing pains till they trembled in their sashes. Arid Dolphy scored the firmament, splitting to bedrock. As the wind spoke tongues, we tried to answer. At first, we were inside muted chords, inside an orgasm of secrets, and then cried out, "Are those birds?" Midnight streetlights yell at the snow. A fleeing ghost battalion cremated in the bony cages of tanks and sand dunes. Dolphy said, "Birds have notes between our notes." I could see them among oak rafters and beams, beyond the burning coal. Monotis and cobweb and suck, like false angels up there. And the war of electrical bars and back skeletons caked with excrement. We and our winding sheets of desire, as their unbearable songs startled us down. Okay, just two last poems. What a great improvisation. Anodyne. I love how it swells into a temple where it is held prisoner, where the god of blame resides. I love slopes and peaks, the secret paths that make me selfish. I love my crooked feet, shaped by vanity, and work shoes made to outlast belief. The hardness, coupling milk it can't fashion. I love the lips, salt and honeycomb on the tongue. The hair holding off rain and snow. The white moons on my fingernails. I love how everything begs blood into song and prayer inside an egg. A ghost hums through my bones like Pan's midnight flute, shaping internal laws beside a troubled river. I love this body, made to weather the storm in the brain. Raised out of the deep smell of fish and water hyacinth, out of rapture and the first regret. I love my big hands, I love it clear down to the soft, quick motor of each breath. The liver's 10 kinds of desire, and the kidney's lust for sugar. The skin, the suck of dung and joy. The spleen, floating like a compass needle inside nighttime. Always divining West Africa's dusty horizon. I love the birthmark posed like a fighting cock on my right shoulder blade. I love this body, this solo and ragtime jubilee behind behind the left nipple. Because I knew I was born to wear out at least 100 angels. Okay, one last one.
Yeah.
Requiem. So, when the strong and holy high winds whiplash of the soul of marshlands, eaten back to a sigh of salt water. The Crescent City was already shook down to a pylons. Her floating ribs, her spleen and backbone left trembling, and the old world facades and postmodern lethargy. Lost to waterlogged memories and quitclaim deeds, exposed for all eyes, damnable gauge, plumb-lined and heart-throb, ballast and water table. Already, the last ghost song of the Choctaw and Chippewa, long gone, no more than a drunken curse. Among oak and sweet gum leaves, a tally, a broken treatise, as absences, echoing cries of birds over the barrier islands, inherited by the remittance man, Scallywag and King Cotton, and already the sky was falling in on itself, calling like a cloud of seagulls, gone ravenous as the Gulf, reclaiming its ebb and flow chart, while the wind banged on shutters and unhinged doors from their frames, and unshangled the low ridge roofs, while the believers hum Precious Lord and Deep River, as the horsehair plastered walls gallop along with the surge. Already folklore began to rise up from the buried laddergag and sluice pulsing beneath the Big Easy. Rolling between and through itself, caught in some downward tug and turn, like a world of love affairs backed up in a stalled inlet. It knelt down Cyprus, army of Cyprus, a testament to how men dreamt land out of water, where bedrock was only the heart's bump and grind, its deep dark churn and acceleration blows it down to those unmoored timbers. already nothing but water, mumbling as the great turbulent eye lingered on a single question, then turned the gauzy Dignitalia of Bacchus and Zulu, left dangling from magnolias and rain trees, already